All right, let's dive into a business strategy that's honestly super powerful because it's so simple. It all boils down to this one big idea: how to turn the data you're already sitting on into actual cold, hard cash, just by figuring out how profitable your sales routes really are. So let me just ask you this straight up. Are your sales routes gold mines? Or are they actually money pits just in disguise? Seriously, think about it. If you've got a team out there on the road, this is one of the most important questions you can ask. And trust me, the answer is almost never as clear as you'd hope. And that really gets us to what I like to call the sales manager's puzzle. You know the drill, right? Your team is out there grinding, putting in the miles, taking the meetings, making the calls. The real challenge, the puzzle, is making sure all that effort, all that hustle, is actually bringing in the biggest possible return. Because let's be real, you see the activity. The logs are full, the cars have a ton of miles on them. But here's the trap, and so many people fall right into it. Being busy does not mean being profitable. We've all seen it, right? The busiest rep on the team isn't always the one bringing in the most profit. And that's the heart of the problem. Being busy, but not truly effective where it really matters, that bottom line. Okay, so how do we actually solve this puzzle? Well, it's simple. We stop guessing, we start navigating. We trade in those "I think this works" feelings for solid certainty. And we do that by using a data-driven map, a map that literally shows us where the treasure is buried in our sales territories. And that map, it has a name: Route Profitability Analysis. Now, don't let the fancy name fool you. The concept is incredibly straightforward. You're basically just looking at your sales numbers with the location filter on, that's it. And by doing that, you can finally see what's working, where it's working, and maybe even start to figure out why. It gives you this amazing tool to just make way, way smarter decisions. And yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it? It's all about moving away from guesswork. So instead of thinking, I feel like this town is a strong market, you get to make decisions based on total certainty. You get the cold, hard facts you need to go out there and act with real confidence. And you want to know the best part? You don't need some crazy, expensive, complex software to do this. No way. The real power here, the secret sauce, is just asking a few simple but really, really focused questions. So let's break down the 3 key questions that are going to unlock these game-changing insights for you. First up, the big one, the foundation. What is actually selling and where is it selling? You might be surprised to find that your best seller in one town is a total dud in the town right next door. Just knowing this, man, that's step 1. It lets you start tailoring your strategy for what each specific area actually wants. Okay, now let's add another layer, because this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just about what sells a lot, it's about what makes you the most money. So which products are pulling double duty, driving high sales and high gross profit? The answer to this one can be a real shocker. That product that flies off the shelves, it might not be your most profitable one, not by a long shot. And all of this leads up to the ultimate strategic question, the one that really matters. Where are we making the most money? And, just as important, where can we get better? Answering this is how you focus your team's valuable time and energy on the stuff that's going to have the biggest impact, period. Now, answering these questions, it's not just some boring exercise, right? It's literally the key to unlocking profits that have been hiding in plain sight this whole time. So let's look at the real tangible benefits you get when you actually put this stuff into practice. This is a perfect example. Just take a look at Route A compared to Route B. Now, on the surface, you might think, hey, both reps are busy, they're both selling stuff, great. But dig just a little bit, and the truth comes out. The rep on Route A is selling a ton of a low-margin product. Meanwhile, the Route B rep is focused on a high-margin one. And look at that difference in gross profit. It's huge. Route B is 5 times more profitable. 5 times. So here's the bottom line. This kind of analysis gives you a massive strategic edge. You figure out what your real top products are. You can tweak your product mix to make more money. You maximize your gross profit everywhere. You sharpen your entire sales strategy. And best of all, every single move you make is backed by actual data, not just a gut feeling. And these aren't just small tweaks. We're talking about real, measurable growth. Just by getting your team to focus on the right products in the right places, you could see a gross profit jump of 15%, maybe even more. I mean, that's a huge return for just taking a closer look at the data you've already got. So let's tie this all together. What this whole process is about is taking that confusing sales puzzle and turning it into a clear, simple, actionable plan. It's about building a system for selling smarter, not just harder, that leads straight to bigger growth. And it's all powered by a strategy that's informed by your own data. The source material for this really hits the nail on the head. It says the goal is to unlock new opportunities for growth and profitability. And that's exactly it. That's the whole promise, the entire reason you dig into your root data in the first place. At the end of the day, if there's one thing to remember, it's this. We're not just talking about numbers on a spreadsheet here. Your data is literally telling you a story. It's a story about your customers, your products, and your market. Your only job is to actually take a minute and listen to it. So I'll leave you with a final thought, a question to chew on. What hidden story, a story about opportunity and profit, is your data just waiting to tell you?